So sports mean nothing without the fans. But what would we really be without sports? Through the medium of film and video, technology has changed the sports world by opening up a new side of the industry that was not present before the medium was introduced. It's moments like these that bring cities and communities together, and it's moments like these that embody the true power of sports. This is Ray Lewis, and this is Baltimore. And this is the power of sports.
Stuart Scott was an impact to me and I think a lot of people in the sports world for many different reasons. He was really the first person in sports media to kind of bring a new modern hip-hop kind of way of broadcasting. He was someone that would put me to bed every single night because I would have SportsCenter on every single night and hear his voice and hear all of his funny catchphrases like as cool as the other side of the pillow and just all these unique things that you never really saw in sports before. Before Stuart Scott, it was very, there was kind of one way to do it, and Stuart Scott didn't let anyone hold him back, and he had his own way of doing things, and he really inspired me.
It's a truth and a spirit. It's the sound of change, and it will echo for a long time to come.
Ken Griffey Jr., waiting. Booyah!
It's hard to remember how revolutionary it was when Stuart brought a little of that hip-hop attitude and style and flair to SportsCenter. And it seems like nothing controversial now to say booyah or as cool as the other side of the pillow, but at the time it was a little attitude that SportsCenter hadn't really felt before. So he brought that and it changed everything.
You just gotta keep fighting. Just because it's a cloudy day don't mean the sun's not shining. There's always gonna be light at the end of the tunnel.
I survived. Yeah.
Chief Safety Eric Berry has been diagnosed with cancer.
Everybody's heart stopped on Monday when it was announced that
Eric Berry out for the season, prepping for a much bigger fight.
I played alone, I played on my own. I survived.
I felt like I had to just come back the best way I could. It's a fight, it's a battle every day.
he's back. This is America. Berry brings the hammer. A diving interception made. Berry's got it on the pick. What a story, what a season.
I'm just excited to be here. I wouldn't change it for the world.
Omaha. Growing up, Peyton Manning's always been an inspiration to me. I clearly never got to watch him as a Vol, but in his later years with the Colts, we saw a lot of great games. We saw some Super Bowls. My favorite was always his matchup with the Patriots. Him and Tom Brady were always going at it. It was always a shootout. And then he hurt his neck. And we thought that was going to be the end of him. And he got picked up by the Broncos, my favorite team. I never thought I would have been able to see such an amazing quarterback play for my favorite team.
Okay, ready?
Let's talk. Peyton Manning. Everybody knew about Archie's son.
Who's your favorite football player, then?
My dad.
Said, congratulations, you just drafted the guy who's going to bring you a championship.
I just thought, I got to follow this kid.
Peyton Manning at the helm.
And he came out the gates on fire.
Woo! Unstoppable.
He set rookie record.
I was like Super Bowl 41.
And then he throws it up.
And that look of satisfaction.
After that horrific neck injury,
I was like, is he still going to be great?
Everybody's counting him out.
He goes to the Broncos, and as soon as he gets on the field,
he threw for 7 touchdowns. He was definitely on fire.
Every record he could break, he did that year.
By himself in the record books.
Madden 2000 with Peyton Manning, I couldn't throw 55 touchdowns.
Peyton freaking Manning.
There's no one in the soccer or footballing world, as I would call it, who has inspired me as much as David Beckham. And I think he's inspired a lot of people like around the world.
From golden balls to global superstar, David Beckham's had a fairy tale career. But now, after 20 years at the top, he's decided it's time to hang up his boots.
When you try
the end of a chapter
your best,
of a
but you
remarkable
don't
story.
succeed.
I won't receive any salary. We've decided
When
that
you
my
get
salary
what
will
you
go,
want, but
towards,
not what you need.
Children's charity, a local children's charity.
When you feel
Paris.
so
I wanna go out
tired,
to
but you
America
can't
at 34
sleep.
years old, and people be turning around saying he's only going there to get the money. You know, it's not what I'm going out there to do. I'm going out there to hopefully build.
And the
a
tears
club
come
that
streaming
has got a
down
lot
your
of potential.
face when you.
I remember as a kid growing up in England, he was just a household name. One of the clear memories that sticks out for me is in 2002 when he was playing for England against Greece, and we needed a goal to send us to the European Championships, and he was about 30 yards out and he scored the most incredible free kick I've ever seen. And I think it was ever since then that I really became very interested in him. I remember about a year after that, I asked my parents for a David Beckham jersey, and as soon as I got it on Christmas Day, I went outside and started playing soccer in the garden. Loved it. Not only was he just like a crazy player, scoring incredible goals and playing with some of the world's best clubs, he's also a really good guy. He's an ambassador for UNICEF. When he was playing for his last club, Paris Saint-Germain, he gave all of his wages to a orphanage in France, which I think is just like a very humbling thing to do, and just kind of shows, you know, the kind of person he is and what he's about.
What stands out most, though, is not our sports teams, not our amazing athletes, but the city as a whole. The Boston bombing on April 15th, 2013, really hit our city hard, you know? And I think what brought us back from that was all of these great athletes coming together. I mean, I remember watching TV. I was at school at the point, but I was watching TV and I saw David Ortiz give a speech at Fenway that said, "This is our fucking city." I think that showed that, like, we weren't afraid of what happened, and we really bonded together. I mean, these athletes wearing the jerseys, the 617.
The simplest place to look for many, for reassurance and certainty, was to one of the city's most durable institutions, its identity, Boston sports, its teams, its players.
That's what Boston is proudest of, and I think all the sports teams here in Boston understood the gravity of what had happened and wanted to do everything they could to make people feel better.
You play in front of this fan base and you play in a city like Boston, you get a really good understanding what sports means to the fans, and you want to give back.
We needed to be together. We needed a gigantic church. We needed a gathering, and a gathering that brings people together. And sports are the biggest venues to do that.
Why do we watch and cheer and care? For all we give, what do we get back? For Boston, a city got back its heart. The holes in it are still there. The hurt, too. But so is the will, and the joy, and the strength. The line is there, connecting them and us, city and memory, endless as time, unbroken as faith. Boston, strong.